Heidi ho, neighborinos. I am Jake Patton, aka Jake, the horror movie geek, trying to get a YouTube channel. Not really for follow. I mean, not really to become YouTube famous, but I mean, it'd be nice if a lot of people, started following me. That'd be cool. But simply because I love horror movies. I love to talk about horror movies and anything having to do with that, or just popular culture in general. So here is my Halloween ranking of the Halloween films. Okay, starting off number one. Now I'm gonna do it this way. Other people might not do it this way, but this is how I want to do it. So my number one pick is Halloween and Halloween Two. Um, a lot of people should see it this way. I see them as both, as one film. I mean, it's the same night, so Halloween one and two are my number one. Halloween is such a classic, and obviously, it inspired so many movies, and just the whole slasher genre. It helped, was just inspired by this movie and by the man John Carpenter. And then Halloween two, it just continues the story, and I just, how can you not? I mean, for me, I just, well, I just wanted to include them both in one slot because it's just one continuous film, kind of. So yeah, that's number one, the classic. Number two, Halloween three. I love Halloween three, as you can tell. Silver Shamrock hat. Yeah. Anyways, Halloween three is a classic. Obviously, y'all know the story by now. There's not much more I can add, but I think the fact that it doesn't have Michael Myers in it, yeah. Well, that's just fine. Honestly, I like what they wanted to do with the anthology, but it didn't work out, and unfortunately, back in the day, people just weren't ready. But now it's had a redemption, and to quote Tommy Wallace, redemption has been sweet. Tommy Lee Wallace, excuse me. Anyways, yeah, Halloween three, it's classic. Next on my list is Halloween four. Look, Danielle Harris was awesome. Ellie Cornell, awesome. Donald Pleasance, legendary and awesome. Just the whole cast. And I like the story. Some people say it's a retelling, a rehash, or a retread of the first one, but maybe a little bit, but who cares? It brought Michael Myers back. And I think he's back with a vengeance. A vengeance. And honestly, it's just one of my favorites. Also, on a side note, I love the mask in Halloween 4. I know I'm gonna be in the minority and not the majority. Not majority, but it's my opinion. So but everyone has a right to their own opinion, right? But I love Part 4 mask. It's creepy, featureless, and yeah, I it's just really creepy, and it's always been creepy, and especially in Jamie's dream sequence when Michael just pops up and by her bed, and then she's trying to open the door, and then she opens the door, and then there's Michael just and it's just, I don't know, I love it. So yeah. All right, continuing on with the ranking. Next, I got this may surprise people. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. I love the movie. It's the first one I watched by myself without my parents. I was 7 years old in 1995. So, and Paul Rudd is the man. So who doesn't love Paul Rudd? He's awesome. And some people say he was kind of weird. His performance was kind of weird, but I think it was perfect. He was someone who was traumatized and went through, as a kid, and he was just trying to do the best he could. You know, going through all that, and so it, you know, I mean, if you were attacked as a little kid by a serial killer and then later on, I mean, you'd be a little weird too, probably. I would. But anyways, I love Halloween 6 and Paul Rudd. Yeah, the story is whatever. There's some inconsistencies or whatever, but I love the movie. I don't know. George P. Wilbur was great as Michael Myers, although he's in the full. It's him all the way in the producer's cut, and then for the reshoots for the theatrical cut, obviously it's parts of it is Michael Lerner, which he did fine, but in my humble opinion, they did not need to replace George P. Wilbur. Who gives a crap if he had a bit of a belly or gut, whatever? Who cares? I mean, he was brutal, and the mask looked incredible. I don't think, I think whoever's idea it was to replace him, they were so wrong, and they, you know, it was just wrong, and a little disrespectful to George P. Wilbur, because he was an amazing Michael Myers. I thought, other people don't agree. That's cool. That's how I feel, and but A. Michael Leonard did fine. I just think it was unnecessary to replace George P. Wilbur. Okay, continuing on. Um, Halloween 5. I mean, I love Halloween 5. I love Tina. Obviously, I hate the fact that they killed Rachel off in the first 20 minutes because, Ellie Cornell was so awesome in Halloween 4, and it's just too bad she couldn't last a little longer, or I don't know, but, it is what it is. But I don't like that they had to kill off Mika because I love Sheriff Mika. He was great. He was a badass. And but oh, but I mean I love Halloween 5, but I love Halloween 6 a little more. Okay, next, this one might be controversial, but it's oh well, it is what it is. Rob Zombie's Halloween. I thought this one was fun. It was, Michael was brutal. He was tall. Tyler Mane did great. Even Daig Ferret, however you say his name, Daig, who played young Michael Myers, he was great. I felt bad for him, but up to a point. He was picked on at school, and his home life was shit. The only one who really loved him was his mom. His sister hated him. I mean, well, it was a brother sister thing. I guess she didn't hate him, but, she didn't exactly treat him, But I thought it was pretty. It was realistic of how of some brother sister relationships, but maybe a little over the top. But it was good. It was a good portrayal, and the stepfather, Ronnie White, he was great. He was like one of my favorite parts of the movie. He was played by William Forsythe, who is just awesome in anything he's in. But yeah, I like it. Some people don't. That's cool. Next, Halloween H2O. This one is fun, and I seen it in theaters. And in 1998, it was awesome, and to see Jamie Lee Curtis back, and people are probably wondering why it isn't ranked higher. This is kind of spur of the moment. I just decided to do it, but so maybe I could put a little more effort into, and give you reasons why I feel this way. But oh well, here we are. But Halloween still is great. I loved Halloween 4, 5, and 6, and I love the aka the Thorn trilogy. I thought there was an easy explanation for they could have easily explained it Laurie faked her death. I mean, that's what they went with anyway. So why can't they, Laurie fake her death to protect Jamie somehow, And actually, there was supposed to be a scene where a student gives a report about the Haddonfield murders, and then Laurie would go off and get sick or something. I don't know, something like that. So I wish they would have kept that and kept part 45 and 6 canon, because I don't know. I think they were good films. That's just my opinion. But Halloween still was fun. Yeah, and it definitely has a Scream vibe. More so than a Halloween film, but it's still fun. I like it. Okay, next, Halloween 2018. Um, it was um, a good story, and it retconned every sequel, even every sequel, and it was a sequel to, and the only film in the continuity is the original 1978 masterpiece, Halloween. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, obviously you can't do anything about it now, whatever. But I actually like the fact that Michael and Laurie were brother and sister. I know some people think it. Some people like it, some people don't. I liked it. It made sense to me, honestly. Michael killed his sister in '63, and 15 years later, he's here to kill his other sister. It just made sense, logically, and for the story to continue the story. So, but it is what it is. But Halloween 2018 is fun, and it has Will Patton in it, who is awesome, and Christopher Nelson as Officer Francis, who he was funny. I mean, you know. Anyways, yeah. Moving on. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. This might be another controversial opinion because I enjoy this movie. Once again, Tyler Maine back, Scott Taylor Compton, Daniel Harris, Brad Dourif back. Malcolm McDowell, who is a total prick in Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. What's if he did his thing, and that's cool. I liked him better in the first Rob Zombie, in the first Halloween he was in, because he was more of like the classic Dr. Loomis. He was like a hero. He wanted to protect Laurie, but it is what it is. But I think this is a fun movie. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit and lie and tell you I totally understand the whole ghost thing, the white horse thing, and the ghost mom, but I don't. But it doesn't bother me. I mean, they kind of explain it, sort of, in a way, but you just go with it. At least I do, and it's fun. Okay, next, Halloween Kills. I like this movie. It was fun. It was the perfect amount of Michael Myers. He was in the whole movie, like it should be, unless you're Halloween 3, which I love, anyways. But it had a lot of kills, and it delivered on the kills, Halloween Kills, and it also had the nod to to Halloween 3 with the silver Shamrock masks in the movie, which was awesome, and it had some legacy characters. Lindsay Wallace, Nurse Marion, and they're actually portrayed by the actual people who were in the movie. There was a Halloween, which was awesome, and Tommy Doyle, portrayed by Anthony Michael Hall, who I thought he was cool. He was fine. I mean, he's a good actor, but Tommy Doyle was kind of annoying in this movie. Like I didn't like him as much as I should have for being a legacy character returning to the series. I honestly would have preferred the great Paul Rudd, but he was filming what he had to do Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is cool. I haven't seen it, but I'll check it out. But it'd have been cool to have Paul Rudd, even though that that movie never happened because they retconned all the sequels. But it'd have been a nice nod to Halloween 6 and that the Thorn trilogy. But oh well. I mean, Anthony Michael Hall he was fine. It just wasn't my favorite Tommy Doyle. Okay. Next, second to last, Halloween Resurrection. I actually watched this uh last week. It's still bad, but I w- w- back 20 years ago when I seen it in theaters, you know, I championed the movie. I liked it. I loved it actually. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Uh, and then years went by, and then it's not my favorite, but it's fun. The it at least has Michael Myers in the movie, in the whole movie. It's but the final girl isn't the greatest. Sarah, she was all right, and Buster Rhymes, he was all right. It's Halloween Resurrection. There's not much I can say that hasn't already been said, and probably better. But it is what it is. I can watch it. Yeah, but I think Brad Lorry was a good Michael Myers, honestly. Um, even though he, even though Buster Rhymes told him what to do, and he kind of listened, Michael wouldn't do that, but Michael would have just killed him. But oh well, here nor there. And I guess yeah, last but least, I guess I'd say not least, but last but certainly least, whatever. Halloween ends. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna I'm not gonna trash it or say I hate it because that seems to be the cool thing to do. Let's hate on a movie, yeah. No, um, I like it sort of for what it was, but I don't think they made the movie with the fans in mind. And I remember seeing an interview or something a while back, or hearing something saying from Jamie Lee Curtis saying that fans were not gonna like this parts of the movie or something, And yeah, that should tell you something when the star of the movie says, "Oh, fans are not gonna like this. Fans are gonna be upset with this movie, or whatever." Yeah, you think that's a not a good sign, or you think maybe you should talk to David Gordon Green or something? Oh well, I just Corey Cunningham. He was acted the actor playing him was fine. And but I just think like as other people do, I'm sure if you're gonna introduce him, why couldn't he have been in Halloween 2018 or Halloween Kills? Just show up or just introduce him sometime before. I think that would have made more sense. So at least we would have seen him, and he would have been a familiar face instead of someone new we've never seen in Haddonfield in this universe. But they didn't, and they introduced him as how they did, and we got what we got, which is whatever. It's cool, but yeah, just and then Michael just felt like Michael made a cameo in a Halloween film. It was fine in for Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, because that they were trying to do something different, and that gets a pass, honestly. But Halloween Ends does not get a pass. 'Cause Michael should have been in the whole movie. Come on, like, I mean, the last people are right. The last 20 minutes of the movie, great. Michael and Laurie, and then you know their fight. But I just Michael needed to be in the whole movie. I think, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree. Um, it just Michael felt like an afterthought. Like, oh, oh, we've seen Michael live up to this point, but maybe we should put him in, throw him in there just so he's in the movie some more. And you know, yeah, he wasn't. And oh well, it is what it is. Another thing though, we needed more Will Patton. Will Patton's just great. He's like in Halloween 2019. I'm gonna blow his MF's brains out, and then he didn't. But Officer Hawkins was determined to take Michael out, and it would have been nice to see him show up at Laurie's, and then maybe he could have shot Michael, just helped out, and taken him out. Oh well, it's my opinion. Okay. Yeah, this video has gone on really long, and it's probably gonna take a long time to upload because I'm doing it on my phone. But oh well, this has been my Halloween ranking. I can really try and do better, but it's just kind of spur of the moment, and I just wanted to do it and show off my Halloween collection. Okay, take care and have a good night. Bye.